बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। नाज़रीन अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मैं हूं गज़नफ़र हाशमी और वाइड एंगल इलेक्शन स्पेशल के साथ हाजिर हूं। नाज़रीन, अमेरिका में एक हर तरफ ज़ोर शोर से इलेक्शन का सिलसिला जारी है, गहमा गहमी है और कैंडिडेट्स रिपब्लिकन हो या डेमोक्रेट हो वो अपनी कैंपेन चला रहे हैं। जजेस और डिस्ट्रिक्ट अटर्नीज़ और स्टेट रैप्स, गवर्नर्स, ये सारे लगे हुए हैं अपने अपने कैंपेन्स को। और ये प्राइमरी और अर्ली इलेक्शन, अर्ली वोटिंग जो है वो इस वक्त हो रही है और ये 30 तक जारी रहेगी। उसके बाद इलेक्शन हैं 4 को। तो ये बहुत ही क्रिटिकल एक मोमेंट है यहाँ के स्टेट इलेक्शंस का, ख़ासतौर पर टेक्सास में जहाँ हम इस वक्त बैठे हैं। उसमें जजेस और TV1 को ये इख्तिसास हासिल है कि उसने इस कैंपेन में पूरी तरह हिस्सा लिया है और डिफरेंट कैंडिडेट्स को अपने स्टूडियो में बुलाया है और उनसे बात की है, उनका प्रोग्राम पूछा है और हमने उनसे पूछा है कि लोग आपको दोबारा वोट क्यों दें या आपको इलेक्ट क्यों करें। तो हमने TV1 ने यहाँ के इलेक्शन में पूरी तरह हिस्सा लेते हुए आज भी ये सिलसिला जारी रखा हुआ और आज का प्रोग्राम भी हमने इलेक्शन स्पेशल के हवाले से सजाया है। मेरे साथ दो वी हैव टू डिस्टिंग्विश्ड and special guests today, and both are judges, both belong to Republicans. My first guest is Judge Theresa Chang. She is Republican. Thank you very much for being with us.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and welcome to my show.
Thank you.
And my next guest, second guest is Mr. Dan Hind, Judge Dan Hind. He is also Republican. Thank you very much for being with us today.
You're welcome, and thank you for having us today. I enjoy visiting with you.
Thank you very much. Judge Chang, if I start my questions like, how is your campaign going these days?
I think it's doing fine, doing great. I have a plan for this election. This is my second one. From my first one was 2012. And I won that election, so I have a plan, and I'm executing my plan as planned. So everything looks good.
Are there any challenges this time?
Yes, I do have a Democratic challenger.
And no, any challenges, any issues you are facing during the campaign, because there are certain issues like strong candidates, like you are facing difficulties in convincing the voters. So what issues you are facing these days?
Actually, none. All the endorsing entities have endorsed me in my race. We have been working very hard. Since I took the bench in March 2012, I've worked very hard to reduce my docket so I can have a smooth operation in my court and I can hear the cases in a timely fashion. We have reduced my court docket by 40%. That means our court has resolved more than 12,000 cases in the 2 years time.
That's good. That's good.
Yes.
So these are your accomplishments.
Yes.
Yeah. So Judge Hind, if I ask you, how is your campaign going?
I think it's going well as well, just like Judge Chang. You know, we're in a very populous county, Harris County.
Because I have seen you very active in different community events.
Yes, and that's one of the beauties of electing judges is the community and the judges have so many opportunities to visit and communicate with each other and get to know each other better, and it ensures that the judges stay abreast of the contemporary situation in the county. So I think it's gone well. I've had a wonderful opportunity to visit with so many different people, and I really do enjoy that. And you know, as I was saying, we got about 2 million registered voters in Harris County. It's very difficult to reach all of them. So when we have opportunities to visit like we are today, it really gives the voters an opportunity to learn a little bit more about some of the people that they're going to find on the ballot when they go to cast their votes.
And what type of challenges you are facing, like Chang?
Well, you know, the way we look at it, with judges, we can't take positions on public policy issues. We're supposed to remain impartial so that if those issues come into the court, both sides have a fair shot of convincing the judge which way they should go. And so the types of things usually come into a judicial election basically is getting your message out to the voters and convincing as many voters as possible that they've gotten really good quality work for their tax money with Judge Hind, and convincing them that they should continue to keep that judge in there because they're going to continue to have that type of effective service. And so like Judge Chang, When I took over my docket, it was bloated. There was a backload of cases. In the 6 years I've been a judge, we've reduced our docket by 27%. We get a different kind of case than Judge Chang, so we don't have as many cases filed, so we don't resolve as many cases. But still, in the last 6 years, I've resolved 9,000 cases, tried nearly 200 cases, and we've been working very hard. And what it's led to is ensuring that cases move along quickly so that people can get a resolution for their dispute and move on and absorb that into their lives and not have to worry about it.
That's very interesting.
Mr. Hashmi, can I add something? I think my challenge, and so is Judge Hines' challenge, is to get the voters who are supporting us to the voting booth and vote for us. Also, and today is a wonderful opportunity for us to get to know, or for the voters to know that if they don't know us yet, and to understand who we are and what kind of qualifications we have, and to decide if they're still undecided. And hopefully we can convince them to vote for both of us.
Right. You have mentioned your qualification, I think you are sitting, both of you are sitting judges,
Right.
and a judge should have a good qualification. Of course, there are certain criteria to qualify for that, but I think a judge should have a very good qualification. He, maybe he can deliver more. So, what qualifications you have as a judge?
I think my best quality, not only I'm decisive and also well prepared. I read every case before I sit on the bench, so I can make a ruling very quickly. And also, I think my best quality for being a judge is my judicial temperament, because I always give parties or counsel time to argue, and I have a lot of patience.
You have a patience, you have a temperament, you have a natural temperament.
Yes.
So Judge Hine, do you also have a natural temperament?
I think so, and when I first asked my wife back before I became a judge, what do you think? Do you think I'd make a good judge? And she said, yes, because you are so patient and you are so calm in the face of conflict. And it can sometimes be challenging, but I think what you get with sitting judges like Judge Chang and I is you get someone who's had 4 to 6 years of experience doing this and learning skills to make sure you maintain that patience. The thought I have, number one, I keep a little note up at the bench with me that I see every time I'm up on the bench to remind me, number one, it's better to it's better to lose time than to lose your patience. And I was reflecting on this the other day, and I realized, one of the qualities you really need in a judge is someone who's not judgmental, who doesn't walk in with preconceived notions about the parties or their positions, who will listen and not take a position before everyone's had an opportunity to have their say in court. The way I put it when I was first sworn in is justice must be blind, but it cannot be deaf. So we have to sit there and we have to let both sides have their say and tell us why they think they're right, so that we can make sure that the system is working well. And I think I bring that, as well as some other qualifications. I worked for a federal judge after law school. I had been on the law review at the University of Texas School of Law. I graduated with honors, and then I went to work for a federal judge who is probably one of the top 5 trial judges in the entire country. So I had an opportunity to watch how a really good trial judge does it and learn from that. And then I went to work for a very prestigious law firm where I got to work on so many different issues and a wide variety of cases, and I got to try my own cases. My court handles mainly civil lawsuits, breach of contract, personal injury, property disputes, tax disputes. But I do have some experience as a lawyer beyond just those types of cases, but also working in criminal cases where I did a little bit of work as a prosecutor, and I also did some work for criminal defendants challenging their sentences on appeal. So I bring a very broad spectrum of experience, and I think that really informs the whole process about how the justice system works and what these different concepts that we try to apply really mean.
Right.
And it's led to me, I've had some opportunities, even though I am the judge of a civil court, I from time to time do handle quasi-criminal matters. This year I've handled the asset forfeiture docket. Whenever the DA seizes contraband in a criminal case, they have to file a lawsuit to have the right to keep that contraband. And so we have the DAs in my court every other week over the various contraband cases.
Right.
And then every once in a while I help Judge Mark Carter out with Veterans Court, which is a criminal docket that helps veterans who have been diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, gets them into certain rehab and treatment programs to help guide them back onto the straight and narrow. So I've had those opportunities.
If I ask you, what do you think, Judge Chang, a good judge should be a lawyer first, attorney first, and then he can become a good judge, or he should become directly become a judge? An effective judge.
No, I think a legal experience is very important.
It's important.
Before I become a judge, I was with the county attorney's office for 10 years. And so I was assistant county attorney.
This experience is mandatory or it's desirable?
It's not mandatory at all. But that really, for example, I was division chief for Harris County Attorney's Office for 7 years, and I was division chief for 2 different divisions. A lot of cases we handled that we filed with the county courts. Now we handle it. Now I handle it as a judge. So I already have experience about those cases, understand how the cases come about.
So this experience helps a lot.
Right, and also like my county courts, we also serve as appellate court for Justice Peace Court and also municipal court. And I serve as associate judge for Houston Municipal Court. So that experience also helped me to be a good judge for this court.
All right.
Because we serve as appellate court for Justice of Peace Court and municipal court, so we have a lot of pro se litigants in county court, and they do not understand the matters of law as much as attorneys, but everyone wants to have their day in court, and so you want, as a judge, you want to make sure they do have that opportunity to argue about their cases, but it's a delicate balance because you don't want them to tell you their life story and take the whole day. You cannot take care of other cases. So I think all the qualities that you bring to the bench is that your legal experience as a trial attorney, that's very important, or any judicial experiences is very important.
So do you have any law experience before becoming a judge?
Oh yes, as I said, I clerked for 2 years for a federal district judge, and then for about 8 or 9 years I worked as a trial lawyer for a large prestigious law firm, and then right before I became a judge I had left to go to a small law firm that focused mainly on trials. So during those 9 years or so, I was out there representing people on both sides, plaintiffs and defendants, and as I said, I also had some opportunities to represent the state prosecuting criminals, and also to represent individual indigent criminals who were challenging their criminal sentencing on appeal. So I've had that wide variety of experience as a lawyer before I became a judge in 2008.
Is the experience of trial judges is different from the judges dealing with the other cases?
Trial judges hear cases. If you go to a court of appeals, they hear briefs. So that's the differences there.
Right.
But we, like Judge Hine, hear civil cases is a civil district court, and I hear civil cases because I preside county civil court. But they also have criminal courts. They will hear criminal cases, and you have family district court. They hear family cases like divorce, child custody, and you also have probate cases that probate courts who hear probate cases.
Right. Yeah. So the discussion is on. We take a break. Viewers, we take a break. Stay with us. We come back.